Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Tracii, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate it. This is great.
Oh man, been a fan of you guys for quite a while. So let's jump right into it. L.A. Guns playing the Vault Music Hall April 26th, rocking the South Coast here in Massachusetts and in New Bedford. Before that, though, the new album Leopard Skin comes out April 4th, and there's a couple of songs out right you can have right now. The first one is Lucky MFer. We'll just say that for radio purposes. And that's also the name of the tour. And give me a little background on that song.
That song is just kind of about, our challenge with the music business, over the past 30-something years. And, we've come out on top of, pretty chaotic career, and we feel really lucky, that we're still here doing the thing, making people happy, and we're lucky MFers.
Yes, yeah, man, yeah. So you guys have, as opposed to a few of your contemporaries who haven't recorded anything new in quite a while, but they still go on tour and they play the hits, which is fine. People love it. We're out there. They're doing it. They're making it happen. But you guys, L.A. Guns has been cranking out new music at a quite a clip. I mean, you guys. It seems like almost the past few years, it's almost been annually. There's a new L.A. Guns record almost.
Yeah.
And I read in an interview that you said. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You said, "Well, that's easier than just getting up there and playing the hits." And I would have figured it'd be the other way around, to come up with an album's worth of stuff and then get out there and, put it in front of a crowd and stuff. But you think that's easier?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier for the band because, kind of just doing the same thing, year after year, not having new music, not having the creative process. I feel that's what glues the band members together, is having new material, whether we play it all live or not. But that exercise of writing music together, recording music together, communicating that way. We're musicians, so it's if you're only getting together, a few times a year or every other year to go play live the same songs, that's not how we work. We operate by being in a creative cycle all the time, and musicians should write music.
Right? Yeah, that's what you're in it for. You're in it to. Yeah. I mean, some people are in it because it has to come out. If they kept it in, then they drive their car into a post office or something. But you guys have been cranking.
I would lose my mind if we weren't constantly, creating and recording and putting stuff out. It's just it really is part of our natural cycle.
Yeah, and Leopard Skin again out April 4th, and there's a couple of songs out right now. Lucky MFer is out there, and Taste It is out there, and I gotta talk to you about the Taste It video, which such a great video, so great. And so just to give people, if they haven't seen it, there's like a huge fan who wins a contest to hang with you guys. His name is Mark St. Pierre. Should I know that name? It sounds super familiar.
Well, you know it now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know it now, man.
That's kind of the whole point of it. And the Taste It video is part one, and then the Lucky video is part two, where we take him out in L.A. and show him all the sights, and then he outlasts us, and he ends up driving us home. It was a really fun project doing the two songs like that into two videos, and we're really having fun right now instead of kind of being this real heavy band, with real dark lyrics. We kind of just went the other direction this time.
Yeah, and it's this. For people who haven't seen it, Mark St. Pierre is basically, he's like me. He's balding. He's gray. He probably has knee and back problems, but he still rocks. He still loves you, and who came up with the concept for that video?
It's interesting. It was me and Tremaine, the Jackass guy.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, and this guy, Jarrell, and Jason Wish, the main director, we would have these conversations on the phone with, 3 or 4 other people and just throwing ideas around. And eventually that's what we came up with. And, we were on a limited budget. So I really wanted to, get the most out of the budget that we had. So we kind of turned one video into 2 videos with 2 songs over a 2-day period. But we had to have, a good, story and not try to do like some big epic, in the middle of the desert with lightning and, we did the tour of LA thing, and then where Mark gets to see the band at like a sound check, and it worked out really good. It's funny.
Oh, it's very, very funny. So is the character Mark St. Pierre, I don't know if you thought this way or maybe if the directors thought this way, but is he like a kind of a thanks or a tribute to the fans who have stuck by you since the debut album, since day one?
Oh, absolutely. That's kind of the whole point, is that, we don't pretend that we're anything we're not. And, our biggest fans are guys, in their 50s, 60s, and 70s now. And, we just appreciate everybody sticking around this long, really, and it's funny because, we had 2 days of shooting with him, and he's really one of those guys. He is an 80s rock fan. He knows about every musician and every band, tour and trivia and all that stuff. And he was telling us stories. He had more info about us than we did. It was just so funny. He's a great spirit,
Filling in those blank spaces you couldn't remember, maybe, or didn't want to remember.
Oh yeah, he put all the glue in the middle of the wood.
Well, it's a great video. I encourage everyone go to your website, and go to LA Guns website and watch it. It's a great couple of videos there. One more thing: are you wearing a Devo shirt?
I am wearing a Devo shirt. Dude. That's my besides Led Zeppelin, Devo's my other genre favorite band.
That is cool, man. That's very cool because I love Devo. What other stuff that, like, see, I'd never figure you or guys in LA Guns, and it's wrong to think this, that would be into someone like Devo. Is there like another artist that people may not expect Tracii Guns to be into?
I don't know. I only like about 25 to 30 artists. I'm real, kind of don't want to use the word, but I'm definitely focused on the music I like. I love Enya. That might be surprising.
Yeah, that's good.
that real kind of, her and her husband, they really write this really dark kind of music that, people might not associate with, heavy rock, but, I've always drawn inspiration kind of from the more classical side of music without diving too deep into classical music, just hints of blues, hints of classical hints, and those are the things that inspire me to write LA Guns music.
And Devo, right on, man. Yeah, freedom of choice. I know you're totally focused on LA Guns right now. You got the tour coming up. You got the album coming out on April 4th. But if people don't know, you were an early member of a very early version of Guns N' Roses with Axl Rose.
Yeah.
You were also in Brides of Destruction with Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. And amazing collaborations there. Is there anyone that you would love to collaborate with that you have not yet jammed with or written music with?
I get asked that question a lot now, and I've kind of done most of the stuff that I've wanted to do with other people, or, stuff that's been interesting that's come across, and I've agreed to do it. The last thing that really came out that I did was Medusa with Jack Russell.
Oh.
And, that record ended up so good. But, the problem is every time I do, a bigger side project, people really want to see those bands live, and it's just not going to happen. So it's like, unless I get really involved with somebody else musically, the idea is to play live. I think I'm going to save the writing and all that stuff, exclusively for LA Guns, at least in the near future.
Yeah.
Because, and even some of the guys I work with, they're like, hey, man, we got to go do this live. And I'm like, I can't, and so it's kind of unfair.
You mentioned working with Jeff Tremaine from Jackass on the videos we were talking about, and he did that documentary about the Sunset Strip scene.
Right.
In the 80s. And I've asked this to all the guys that are in bands that could be categorized as hair metal. And we do a thing here on the Pike called the Haircut every weekday at 9:15. And we ask people to rate it. We've given them a thing to follow for ratings. It has to be sleazy. It's got to be sleazy, like in a good way. But it's got to have that sleaze. It's got to have that swing. The hair has to be amazing. Makeup application, the whole hairy package, we call it. But, there's some people that don't like that term hair metal. How do you feel about that?
Oh, we're the kings of hair metal. I love it.
Oh, awesome. Right on, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We own it, man. We don't, musicians are very sensitive creatures. But we're really not. We love the term. It's definitely who we are. It's definitely who we intended to be. We're not a 60s band. We're not a 70s band. We're a late 80s hair metal band. And it just so happens that we've lasted this long based on new music. And so if hair metal's a bad term, then we want to be bad.
Well, you guys have been pretty good at being bad at times. Not musically, but so. But otherwise. As some people that will give a high rating to the Haircut every day, it goes 1 to 10. 1, you're Jeff Tate from Queensryche now, completely bald, right. Or you are Chewbacca, and you guys would definitely be Chewbacca. We also have Kip Winger's chest or Paul Stanley's chest as a rating for a 10. You guys are definitely up there, man.
We're pretty hairy.
Yeah, man. That's great. All right. Well, hey, Tracii Guns, great talking to you, man. LA Guns will be at the Vault Music Hall in New Bedford, April 26th. Look for the new album, April 4th, Leopard Skin, and to some lucky mother right there. Have a good time on tour, man, and thank you very much.
All right. See you out there, brother.